All right, we're in part 36, and I kind of left you at 10 minutes there. Sorry about that. The book was so big it hit the software system and turned it off. What I meant to say is that that book has got an incredible things that simply doesn't make any sense that it says with it, because it's based on the old tradition of people who wrote Bible commentaries didn't think that black people were human, and that stuff until the late 18th century, the 19th century still exists, and which is a horrible thing for the respect of people who are in the United States who are pure African American. I mean pure, not mixed, not bred out. Those people have kept to their lineage, which is remarkable. There are some Jews in this world who are stayed and always have been Jews, and most of them they're not. And the rest of the other 10 tribes of Israel are not. They've been mixed. I know, and I've done all my DNA as much as you can go down through it. I have Neanderthal, like 2 or 3 or 4%, which is pretty high. Which means I have a typical Scottish person. I have a lot of hair on me, places that normally some men don't have. So I know my background. I know Scottish people are just Naphtali's, and we know that. We know that through our lineage. We know we're Naphtali. We're not Jewish, and so you have to don't count people out. This is a very important part of people. If I was in and I have been in some black churches, and I've read this to them, and once they read it, they said no one's ever told this. So let me finish this part out here. We're in chapter 9. When Noah awoke from his wine and found out that his youngest son had done to him, which was Canaan, not Ham, he said, "Cursed be Canaan, the lowest of all slaves will he be to his brothers." And when you take a look at the line of Canaan, these people have been basically serving others in certain parts of the world still today, and this is a fact. As much as the Palestinians who came from the line of Canaan live in Israel today are trying to get their own state, and they're just wanting to overthrow everything. They're just following a bunch of other people who just hate people of Judah, and do not want to see Yeshua's second coming. They don't want to see that. So they'll do whatever they can. They'll make up stuff all along. But did black people, are they from Ham? No. Are they from Canaan? No. They are who they are. Wow. Give them respect. Give everybody the same respect as you would give them. Verse 26, he also said, now this is Noah, "Blessed be Yahweh, the Elohim of Shem. May Canaan be the slave of Shem." And this did happen for a long, long time, and still does today in certain parts. It's still there. May Elohim extend the territory of Japheth. May Japheth live in the tents of Shem, and may Canaan be his slave. Noah is this mad, cursing generation after generation after generation for showing his private parts? We know what happened here. He was violated. And that's just how certain people are. That's just how certain people are. You can be two wonderful, a man and a woman marry, and they have children, and some of them are just wonderful kids, and the others are just worthless, and never do live their entire lives and never do return to the Father's ways. They were brought up in the Father's ways, but they rejected it and never returned. They're on their own. There's nothing the father or mother can do. You just have to let them go their ways. They have to make their own decisions. You can't make it for them. Take this off. Anyway, that's the importance of what I wanted to tell you here. Where are we at? 4 minutes and 42 seconds, so we're doing good. We got another 10 minutes. After the flood, Noah lived 350 years, so he had a full life. Altogether, Noah lived 950 years, and then he died. chapter 10. This is the account of Shem, Ham, and Japheth, Noah's sons, who themselves had sons after the flood. The Japhethites. The sons of Japheth were Gomer, Magog, Madai, Yavan, or Javan, Tubal, Meshech, and Tiras. Mostly they all lived to the north and to the west. Okay? And they mixed with any of the other tribes that were scattered later on after the Tower of Babel through Nimrod's shenanigans. And Nimrod was not a very good person. Nimrod was like an antichrist before Christ came along. He was already there. He was one of those kind of individuals. Evil through and through. The sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz, and we hear that a lot today, Ashkenazi. My bloodline was Ashkenazi. Today, what is the definition of an Ashkenazi? Well, it's a person that comes from the northern steppes, Russia area, white Russia area. They were involved in the last 100 years going westward into Germany and Poland, and then now into the United States, and they're all over the United States. What is the religion of most Ashkenazis? Atheism. Or you get this. Do you believe in Yahweh? No. I believe in Yahweh, but he has left us. We do not believe in him. Here you have some tallits. Ashkenazis sometimes wear tallits. That's the fringes. You see the white fringes on there? You see the white ones? I said, well, the word says, which we get to, the word says you're supposed to wear this tallit, or the fringes on your clothing, with a blue thread representing the Father, and the other threads representing the tribes, the white ones. But you don't see that with them. You ask them why. They say, well, because he's left us. Okay, he left them? No. You left him. Get it right. Here's some tassels I had put on there, and they were made by Mary Jo and Marty Chapelski. I wish to good friends, wonderful people. They're people that are always taking care of somebody down and out. I've never seen anybody that spent their entire life always looking for down and out people, and nothing goes always too well with down and out people. You got to have a lot of patience, and those two have a lot of patience. So hey, out there, I just wanted to thank you for being such a good friend, and we wish you the best. But and I'll always remember this that you made for me. I put it on my best tallit. So anyway, there's your Ashkenazis. Do you wish that, or will these Ashkenazis ever turn to Yeshua HaMashiach and declare him to be the only begotten Son of Yahweh? Yeah, that's going to happen. Will some of them say, forget it, and they'll go to the grave in Judgment Day on the Great White Throne Judgment for denying Yeshua 1,000 times over? Yeah. Is there anything we can do about it? Just stay with them, keep praying for them, lift them up, and maybe they'll see the light through your own behavior. There's Riphoth, there's Togarmah, the sons of Yavan, Elishma, Tarshish, Kittim, Rodanim. All these names don't mean a whole lot. It's clans. It's clans type behavior. It's tribal behavior. And all of this is they've mixed through it. So people from the United States who stayed one type of particular bloodline and whatever doesn't mean a thing, because they could have met some Cherokees or one of any of the 300 or actually 270 nations in the United States that call themselves the Native Americans. So where'd the Native Americans come from? Where'd the Peruvians come from? Where'd the Chileans come from? That look totally different than other, whatever. We know where they came from. And all of them, all of us have an opportunity to accept Yeshua as our Savior. Okay? It doesn't matter what blood is in you whatsoever. I got 4 minutes. Good. Let's keep going. The sons of Ham, Cush, Mitzrayim, Put, Canaan. The sons of Cush, Seba, Havilah, Sabta, Ramah, and Sabita. The sons of Ramah, Sheba, Dedan. And we go to verse 8. This is why I've said all these. Cush was the father of Nimrod. Now here we go. Who grew up to be a mighty warrior on the earth. Now, whether he was one of the extremely tall individuals or very powerful or a great warrior and a hunter, some Bibles say hunter. Guess what, folks? He wasn't hunting deer, okay? He was a hunter of people. There you go. The first centers of his kingdom were Babylon, Iraq, Akkad, where it's where we get the word Acadian. You ever say that? I'm an Acadian from Louisiana. I'm an Acadian from northern Canada. That's where that comes from. Some people that claim their lineage way back then, they still know. They're not lost tribes. They're just denied Yeshua all these years. They're not lost. There's no lost tribes of Israel wandering around like the wandering Jew stories you hear. So from that land he went to Assyria, where he built Nineveh, Rehoboth, Kala, Rezin. He built these. And Canaan was the father of Sidon, his firstborn, and of the Hittites, Jebusites, Amorites, Girgashites, Hivites, Archites, Sinites, Canaanites. Later the Canaanites clans scattered. What are we saying about this? A lot of what came out of that group from Ham is not good. The sins of the father just continue on, and did some good people come out of that? Yes, but did a lot of more than normal did the others, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. So that would be Shem and Japheth. Were they able to hear and obey the Father in more numbers? The answer is yes. So as we finish up chapter 10 here, I'm saying up to verse 32. So there are 70 nations of peoples listed in chapter 10 alone. 70 nations. Yahweh pulls back from his influence to the nations, bids a farewell as it may for a while. He permits the peoples to rule and pray as they please, using their own wills. The first powers to be were the people of the darker skin, as we look in history. And this means various shades, including what we called any kind of dark colored skinned people. Ham and Nimrod, they're basically upon the sun that did that to them. And then from there, they seemed to rule the world first, and then came the Shem, and then Japheth. We're in Japheth today, and kind of what goes around comes around. How you treat people, strength in numbers, and hearing and obeying. And when you stop hearing and obeying, you lose your strength in numbers, and you lose your ability to walk with the Father. So that takes us to chapter 11, and we'll get to you then. Alrighty? Shalom.